What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Merry Christmas and all that weird stuff. Today we're here to talk about and listen to one of the most underappreciated soundtracks of this year. Even though Stellar Blade got nominated, I actually haven't seen much support or noise about how good its soundtrack is. I have had some people in my comment section saying so, but outside of it, I'm just not seeing enough support, enough love for this OST. But there is just one way of knowing the truth, and today we will find it. So let's get into this. Let's begin with Tachy boss fight. It does sound like a battle theme. Okay. Ooh. The freaking drama, man. This is quite good because even though the battle aesthetic here is pretty conventional, the EDM slash electronic effects and the female voice helps this song to have a much more personal identity. I may even say that this can be the signature elements of this soundtrack. It relates pretty well with the futuristic kind of context and the female character. Because the activity of the strings at the beginning, yeah, they have been using that same formula to create many bangers, many battle themes. Although it's a kind of weird battle theme. It sounds like a boss battle theme, right? Yeah, boss fight. Because it's emotional. We are not even feeling or getting hateful vibes. I would say that the melodies from the violins are sometimes even tragic. This may be a boss you were not so willing to fight. Okay. And listen to the bass pattern. Pa, pa, pa. 2 dotted quarter notes and 1 quarter note. That's a little bit reminiscent of the Final Fantasy battle themes. That sort of motifs. Lovely harmonies in the strings. It's funny because the lead voice is a little bit back in the mix. We cannot hear her that good for the lead vocal. Maybe that represents a hidden will, a hidden intention here? That would be dope. Those vocals might be the consciousness, maybe, of the boss, of our character, I don't know. Why is this so beautiful, actually? I'm feeling this, man. Okay, tension rising. Wait, what? Is this a loop? The same introduction, we have it again. Okay. Lovely trills. It is the same thing, yeah. I think they just looped the song. But I'm picking new details. This quite high-pitched elements there. I don't know, for me that's a little bit of diligence in the production. And those cybernetic effects, even dubstep-like effects. Damn, man, something you should really be proud of as the composer and or producer of this soundtrack is how natural, how organic the blend between EDM effects and classical strings are blended. It feels like they were meant to be. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel like a weird combination at all. It feels like they were meant to be, actually. The change of groove here is something I didn't notice earlier. I didn't pay that much attention. It seems it's literally just the same, man. Okay? Bro, they were meant to be. Dang, this is weird, man. Because I can see why people like this and why people don't like this. I can see both points of view right now. I mean, the merely musical resources are not that complex, that deeply developed. So maybe some people may say, man, this is not the big deal. But at the same time, the sheer simplicity of different elements helps this piece to delve deeper into said motifs and or atmospheres, and that for me is also a win. But anyways, let's move on to the next song, Democrawler. Maybe this can give us a better glimpse of Stellar Blade OST. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, the tragedy. Now this is tragedy. Da 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 da. Okay, 3/4 time signature. A different singer, I would say. A much more operistic, wow, take on the vocals or approach. Oh, the counter melodies. Oh. This has to be a boss fight, right? I don't know if I imagine this as a level. I would say that the level is overwhelming. This apocalyptic feeling, this Armageddon-esque feeling. It's just so appropriate for a boss fight, man. For fighting something that you don't fully understand, I would say. Bro, it's sad that my friend Pablo is not here to appreciate this. For him to see that Stellar Blade is not just any K-pop kind of music. And actually, the absence of any electronic effect or resource is maybe related to the context of the music of the enemy we are fighting, actually, because maybe we are facing something that is not from this era, from this really advanced era, but something, I don't know, more like a mythical creature or something that is so ancient that we don't truly know its nature, or we land to, I don't know, a mystic ancient temple from a very ancient civilization. Oh, the soprano is just flawless, bro. She's flowing into the song so charismatically. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay. Oh. That was insane, bro. The transition was actually insane because they elevated the dynamics, rising the intensity obviously, and the rhythmic activity to reach a sort of climax, at least in terms of volume. But this climax lacks a really high rhythmic activity. It's not that intense, that dynamic all the time. It's more about long notes. And that can seem counterintuitive if we think about high levels of volume, but it works incredibly well. It even makes everything a little bit more dramatic. Bro, the dubstep is coming. Okay, the rock band format is in the house. Bro, I love the tone from the guitar. We have everything now. A choir, a female choir. Even a mixed choir. The rock band format. The EDM effects. Wow. bro, it's pretty great. Bro, there are some really dope elements from some sort of synthesizer doing what I think are sextuplets, like doogie 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 doogie, but the frequency that the notes are well, the frequency in which the notes are played are very interesting, or not the frequencies but the intervals is what I'm trying to say here. They seem sort of random, but I think that's the goal, because that's the way of making everything seem a little bit more robotic, more cybernetic. It's a little bit back in the mix. Dang. This song is a real deal, man. I needed more of that line. I actually like this, man, and it doesn't sound cheap at all. The guitar's distortion is so spot on. It's on point, man. And an uncertain ending. Wow, I really fucking loved the guitar tone, because I have seen this format, these artistic choices before, of including a rock and or metal band in the format, as well with the original orchestra and or strings and or choir format, for example in Genshin Impact. But you know that for example, in that game, the guitar tone is not as sublime as this one is. Some may say it's subjective, but from a session guitarist point of view, this is the kind of distortion you need when playing that kind of music in that beautiful blend of formats. You can feel the crispness of the sound of the different frequencies in that distortion, because it is low as fuck, very heavy, very high gain distortion, but also the harmonics, the overtones from the high frequencies can be very well appreciated. And the other kind of games I've seen or listened to with the same resource, I don't know, the guitar distortion is a little bit lower, talking about the gain, and sounds a little bit muffled. Not literally muffled, but the equalization and our mix, for me, don't let the guitar shine that much in that format. Even I would say that it's a quality downgrade in sound terms. So I wasn't expecting Stellar Blade to actually show me an incredible equalization and guitar work in terms of sound, at least. And there's something I want to talk about also, and that is that one of the best and longer comments complaining about this soundtrack not being explored enough in my previous video, explaining with my composer friend, or not explaining, reacting with my composer friend to the best soundtracks of this year. That comment was talking about, or that person was commenting that the beauty of this game is that in context everything feels so appropriate, really appropriate. Like the world they are building here, the characters, the aesthetics really match the tone of the music. And I can definitely see that. I have seen trailers, gameplays, because I was gonna buy this game. I actually played a little bit of the demo, and yeah, it doesn't sound crazy that this music can match really well that aesthetic and concept. But here we are, here we go with Eidos 7 Silent Street Combat. Okay. The blend. You can see or hear Nier's Automata influence on here, on this game. It's pretty good. This is what I'm talking about. Even though they use the same resources or very similar resources, every song sounds different, sounds with a specific identity, and that's gold. That's a dream. And the bass on this one. This has to be a level theme, right? The Silent Street. A Combar. Well, I don't know. That melody. Or whatever, excuse me, I have a little bit of a flu or something's bothering me on my throat right now. The interplay of the vocals. It's tight. The production is so fucking flawless, bro. The soundtrack has it all. It has dynamics as well as textures, musical activity, different vocalists, formats. Although, well, I thought the previous song was gonna be entirely a different format, but they included well, it was a different format. We had the rock band format included there. That galloping sort of motif. It's so crazy to think how much this element has evolved. Although it's still the same motif as ever, but it's crazy to think all the different kinds of music on which this element has been used. From Iron Maiden, bass player Steve Harris, or even disco music, say London Electric Orchestra, was it? I forgot the name of the legendary band. I'm the worst, but I'm trying to say the song Last Train to London, for example. We can't even hear that in disco. Last Train to London. And we have it here. We even have that same motif here in Stellar Blade. That's so crazy. It can be used in really vintage kind of music and really innovative music. Oh. And the contrast between how rough the electronic elements are and how soft is the piano tone, the piano timbre, and performance as well. Very delicate. Okay. It was similar, not the same as the one I sang, but it was similar. See, very mainstream elements like the percussion right there. It's insane, man. Let me finish this song and I will talk a little bit about my thoughts. Right. It's insane, man. It's totally insane because there are plenty of different games out there, each one with their own different soundtracks, and many of us don't appreciate how hard it is to make a game or develop a game, but we don't appreciate even more how hard it is to compose this music, to arrange it, to record it, play it, produce it, because in these couple of years reacting to video game and anime soundtracks, most if not almost 99% of the time the songs quality have been top notch, at least production wise, and that is a work we shall appreciate, even though we don't like a specific kind of music and or soundtrack, because it takes time and money. You gotta pay the people, bro, so we cannot just discard a game soundtrack just because I don't know, bro, it lacks the name of really legendary composers, or it lacks really complex and intricate melodies, counter melodies, canons, classical music, resources, or if it is just EDM or pop. There is work in any of those fields, and I respect that. I respect the Stellar Blade. Actually, we're getting closer to the end of the video with Hypertube Slide. Okay. May the guitars be welcome. I fancy this. Well, I don't know if I fancy this anymore. This specific type of rock, I don't know if I dig it. Even though, still, it sounds like a totally different song. It shares the identity of the game, but while maintaining its own identity as a song. I like this verse. It's more dark, yeah, it's darker. Okay. I'm appreciating it. I feel like the melody there was a little bit teenager-esque. That's a dope interlude. A dope build-up. And again the chorus, but without vocals. That was actually very fucking clever, dude. That was actually so interesting. The way of combining the EDM slash dubstep kind of glitch sounds with musical cuts, musical hits, musical unisons, taka, tak, tak, taka, or something like that, tak, 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 something like that. But on the traditional, let's call it traditional instruments, real instruments, it sounded like an arrangement, but the electronic textures made it sound like a glitch, an audio glitch. So dope, so freaking dope. Combining both perspectives is just really fucking clever. Even here, I fancy the guitar's tone. Let's fucking go! This song is so freaking misleading and contrasting. Sounds so fucking familiar, that let go, let go, let go. I've listened to something very similar. All my reactions. Maybe that talks about the target audience here. I replayed the fucking song, but whatever. I'm really intrigued by the target audience. What may it be? Is this games targeted teenagers? I don't think so, but you let me know. How old are you? And how much you like Stellar Blade, man. Although I refuse to believe that the main audience is teenagers. Maybe I would say from 13 to even 50? Every age, man. From 10 years old up to 99 years old. That's what I like to think, but maybe it isn't true. I don't know. Maybe it isn't true. This is the last one of today. Today we have Raven, and let's hear it so I can make some conclusion. So let's hear it so I can make a conclusion of my own about this freaking soundtrack. I know I didn't listen to every song in the freaking game, but this is what it is, man. I'm about to go and celebrate with my family at Christmas today, December 24th. But I said to myself, man, we have to give Stellar Blade a chance. We have to actually listen to this and have a really personal opinion based on experience. Such an overwhelming intro to get into such a pop verse. Oh, two things. First, listen that the singer again was switched, was changed. We have another singer here, or at least a different intention. It's almost like the singer is whispering and it sounds a little bit more childish. And we have certain very weird textures, very uncomfortable textures. It sounds like, I don't know, someone is scratching a board, scratching a glass surface. I don't know, man. Oh, here. Wow! I'm getting oversaturated here, man. And I'm not complaining. Even the sound design, yeah, the timbres of the effects. And how the vocal line develops. It's so well thought. What the heck, man? Oh. Bro, this is so freaking unique in a game soundtrack. Now I understand, man. Because people were saying that the composer was the name from Nier Automata. I read something like that once. But later I read that it's not the same. He wasn't the main composer here, but he did some things, some little errands or took care of smaller matters. Because this doesn't sound like him, right? It's more of a DJ approach even. Even that fucking syncopated synth. It's so freaking syncopated, man. And I love it. And this was what? Raven? Who the fuck is Raven, man? Must be an insanity of a person. That little bit of emotional atmosphere. Even full of glitches. Even full of glitches, it had the emotional component. And that has been a constant through this soundtrack. Oh! Like the machines are about to get out of control, man. Oh boy. But you cannot blame me. It's very difficult to talk while trying to not get overwhelmed. Bro, my head. Way too much information. What the fuck was that transition, bro? Wow. I actually Well, I didn't love this, but I did fancy it. It was pretty unique. And again, I don't think this may be the same composer. You that knows everything, tell me please if it's the same composer as Nier Automata composer, but the feeling is so freaking different. I can feel an influence in certain details, in certain kind of approaches in different songs, and in the emotional component here and there, but for me, Nier Automata's soundtrack was more about the sensation of being completely alone in the world, man. For real, the freaking soundtrack made me feel alone, made me feel desperate, made me feel lost, and with a very deep feeling of tragedy, of a tragedy that already happened some time ago, but which consequences remain until today. But I didn't have that sensation on the soundtrack. Maybe that was Nier Automata's a signature kind of sound or concept. I think this may be a very versatile, a very diverse soundtrack that is by all means very well made. It's for everyone, probably not. Many people just despise EDM, electronic things, even pop, K-pop, and it's okay. I understand their point of view. Maybe it's a little bit too cyclical, repetitive, but for me, what they did here was diverse enough. And I know I just scratched the tip of the iceberg here. I bet it must be really freaking dope to see this music in context. Maybe I should have bought the fucking game, man. But at the same time, I can see why this game didn't actually win, or was a little bit more underappreciated than other soundtracks. I would say it's because the lack of musical virtuosism, even composing virtuosity, if you know what I'm talking about, like taking and squeezing every single possibility, harmonic possibility, introducing crazy time signatures, you know, getting more into the academic side of things. I can see why some people appreciated more other soundtracks than this one, but maybe we are not appreciating the textures enough, the timbre aspect of everything. After all, the ultimate goal for a soundtrack is to blend with the game and help the game to make you understand what is this world about. What is this world about? The ultimate goal for an OST is to describe. The ultimate goal for art is to make you feel things. And I think that this is a very dope plethora of sensations. But that's just my opinion. Let me know yours in the comments. Thanks so much for watching and hanging around. Have a blast of a day, please. Merry Christmas.